What is the role of Indian media in current times? Do you think that the credibility of media can be retained back at this scenario? The Muslims of India, post 2040, they seem to be hurt very badly. Not a single parliamentarian in either houses. Is this the democracy which you had envisaged? What kind of leadership should they have? Hi folks, welcome again to another episode of the Reba Ayaz Show. On our show today, we have a true gentleman with us. Ladies and gentlemen, none other than Ram Puniyani sir. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
A big paradigm shift. A doctor by profession, you hold an MBBS degree. Very few people know that he holds an MBBS degree but is a non-practicing doctor. Then you started teaching as a professor at IIT Mumbai, Biomedical Engineering. And then you left everything, the academia, and went into social activism. Why was this?
See, actually right from my student days, I was very fascinated or drawn towards the social problems. We are refugees who came from Pakistan, 1947. So it was a modest beginning. So in the surrounding areas there was a lot of poverty and all that what goes with it. So in my mind I always used to feel that everybody lives one's own life. But one should try to commit to society also. So that germ kept developing.
Professor Ram Puniyani is a very glib talker, we can see. Someone who knows history, someone who is knowledgeable. Ask him anything under the sun, and I'm sure before your question ends, there is an answer to that. A very known face in social media. I'll just come straight to the point.
Correct.
What is the role of Indian media in current times?
See, current times you have asked, I must say till 1970s, media was playing a great role in reforming the society. That's important to understand. And also remember, most of our freedom fighters, many of them had their own papers. They were great journalists also.
Right.
In the decade of 80s and 90s also you could see outstanding journalists giving the picture of the society. 1977 when this Janata Party government formed, Lal Krishna Advani became the Information and Broadcasting Minister, and he started ensuring that media is infiltrated by the Hindu right-wing thinkers. So that was the beginning. All government agencies, news agencies, they started capturing. Stage 1. As such also this organization, Hindu right-wing, it prepares the people to infiltrate in most of the areas. So Advani supported from the top and they were coming up from the bottom. So media started slightly changing the position. In classical example I'll give you. India Today group. Till 93, I could see it was very liberal. And with Babri demolition, it came out a brilliant issue on that. After 2 years, scenario changed. Then that was one. And after 2003, because you are talking of contemporary, 2003, our present Prime Minister, that time was Chief Minister of Gujarat, he gave blank checks to the industrialists. Come, and Ratan Tata that time said, if you are not doing business in Gujarat, you are a fool. So that was a scenario. And in turn what you had to do was to buy the whole media setup, buy and buy. The culmination of which came with the buying of the NDTV. It began long process number 1.
So you mean to say that the media came into the hands of the corporate and the power? Is this what you're saying?
Absolutely. That is one. Number 2, then BJP started IT media cell. And huge number of people that that retweeting, they get 2 rupees and all that. So they have employed a lot of those things. And once Amit Shah said that we have so many WhatsApp groups, you can't imagine. So they developed a particular total system of this dissemination of their ideas all through this. So there is a TV, there is a print media, more so language press, what you call, and then social media. It was BJP particularly which began the whole game of capturing it and infiltrating that ideology into the social consciousness.
Do you think that the credibility of media can be retained back at this scenario?
See, it's a difficult project, but I must say that there are many YouTubers, channels like yours, who are doing a basic groundwork, and that groundwork is increasing by the day. If last 3-4 years we see this, I will call resistance media, in which YouTube is the main thing and other places are also there. They have tried to create a space which should be the real space for media in any democracy.
Right. If anybody in today's times wishes to know about history, they would hardly open history books. The youth of today who wants to know the real history, it's difficult for them to go through the books. They need an easy access. That is the WhatsApp University. What would you tell the youth how to get back to know?
Yeah, that's a very interesting.
A small message to the youth that whatever you see on WhatsApp is not the university which we all have envisaged.
See, WhatsApp University definitely has a big chunk of space under its thumb. But again, seeing the positive side, I must say during last 4-5 years, many young friends and other YouTubers have come up which are trying to give an excellent message. You can begin with Dhruv Rathi.
Superb.
Currently Ravish Kumar. Then a young YouTuber, young means comparatively, Ashok Kumar Pandey. And latest I'll tell you, Ruchika Sharma.
Okay.
Absolutely brilliant on history. So if we can reach that, there are places where you can find sources and the facts and the interpretation. They can definitely pick up.
The Muslims of India post 2014, they seem to be hurt very badly. We are talking about democracy, not a single parliamentarian in either houses. Is this the democracy which you had envisaged?
See, this is a very painful question. Even before we got independence, the voice of Muslim was slightly subdued. Though partition was not because of them, it was a complex process, primarily because of Mountbatten Plan of British. But after partition, when India became independent, till Nehru was there and his aftermath, couple of decades, he gave a lot of hope to minorities in their protection and other things. But with this whole issue of Shah Bano being converted into a communal issue, and then Ram Temple issue coming up, followed by Holy Cow, Love Jihad, and now latest is Rakhi Jihad. So that huge series of this thing, the right wing has occupied a social space which is very crucial, because of which hate against Muslim has become a norm. It has become a norm. And I understand it is this hate because of which violence takes place, because of which the community is getting marginalized, community feels intimidated. So I am not taking any sides.
During these deep divisions, how does one balance between a religious identity and national identity?
See, the best answer to your question is emulating the life of Mahatma Gandhi. He says, I am a Hindu. But as far as the country is concerned, that country will not be guided by either Hindus or Muslims or Christians or anybody. Country's main goal will be to ensure the betterment of all its people.
But sir, I would like to correct you over here. If you see things in retrospect, majoritarianism is the order of the day, if you see. So now I think everybody is, do you agree that if India is getting on to the concepts of Hindutva, is that something bad?
Of course, it is very bad.
Why?
Look,
Because rest of the countries, majoritarianism is the
no,
order of the
see,
day. Why do you say
let's
that?
see that. Let's see that. One is that in the whole world, there is a rightward shift, and that occurred after the collapse of Russia, USSR.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Because that time there were two superpowers.
You're talking about the perestroika and glasnost.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So that time Russia was able to balance out the hegemony of America and Britain. After demise of Russian state as a, it was not communist according to me, but whatever it was, it was a pole of power. So after that, then America targeted the oil zone. And with that, Ayatollah Khomeini, when he came to power, I remember, Time magazine gave the cover, Islam as the new threat. How can Islam be the threat? It is some of the people and their fundamentalist ideas which can be the threat. Islam cannot be threat. You cannot say that Hinduism is threat today. It is not.
No, it is not.
So there is a rightward shift in the world because of the disturbance in the global this equation of power. But in India, this Hindutva which has come up is 100 years old. That also we should remember. There is a bit of difference, similarity and difference. Rightward shift common. But difference is that this has been 100 years old or even more than that. Even when we were trying to struggle against British powers, who struggled? All those who believed in liberty, equality, fraternity, social justice. They struggled against British. And those who believed in the earlier values of kingdom, birth-based hierarchy of caste and gender, that inequality best represented by Manusmriti, those people on either side, Muslim side, Hindu side, they both, the elite of them, the landlords, rajas, nawabs, they formed the formations and the ideologies to match that. So Hindutva came in, became prominent in 1923. Hindutva is not a religion. I am not saying this. Savarkar is saying this. So that time also it has started infiltrating the mind space of the people. So this is become, of course, because of the global situation, this has become more intense. But I understand, even if global situation was not as bad as it is today, it would have, majoritarianism would have come in. So, and second thing I must say that whenever any community feels more intimidated, it resorts to its religious identity more strongly.
When you talk about Muslims, what kind of leadership should they have?
Yeah, I think this is a very difficult question to answer. These 4 or 5 voices, and there are some groups in the country, like one of the groups is with Javed Anand heads, that Muslims for Secular Democracy, and there are some others also which do things like this. So one thing is that, first is that education and livelihood among sections of Muslims has to be improvised.
Okay.
Without education and economic betterment.
But now latest statistics have revealed that the Muslim community has started getting their children to schools, to English medium. So there is definitely, but I think it's too late now, do you think?
Too little, too late. It is too little also when you compare it with the other communities also.
Rest of the...
So that way it is too little, and secondly, they come up with that whole blot on their head and mind, oh that you are a Muslim, you are a Pakistani. So that is something difficult to overcome. And that is not job to neutralize this, is not the job only of Muslims. In the country, all those people who believe in secularism, democracy, Indian constitution, it is a job of all of them. We can't leave it exclusively to Muslims to defend themselves. That will be sort of a deviation from secular values itself.
5 key advices which you'd like to give to a Muslim community for their upliftment.
Yeah. One is that they must identify with all social movements which are going on in the country. It may be movement of Medha Patkar, Yogendra Yadav, and other grassroots level movements which are for the rights of workers, women, Dalits, Adivasis and minorities are less. So this is the first thing, that they have to be in this stream, they have to stand shoulder to shoulder with other marginalized sections of society. Second is, Muslims in isolation cannot protect themselves. It is a deeper social, societal incorporation in the national stream, societal stream, where they have to identify more and more. While Maulana Azad is there as an example, but Gandhi is, I think, the best example. Gandhi, Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, they are brilliant examples of how they treated Muslims and how they encouraged Muslims to be part of this. So this is the second thing. Third thing, as I said, that education and employment. Now within Muslim community, now they are trying to attack this waqf.
Right.
So within Muslim community, there are resources which, if properly utilized, we can ensure that most of the Muslim youth, girls and boys, can be taken on the path of self-employment. On the similar lines, fourth one, I will say, this property which is locked up, according to me, should be converted into educational institutions,
Right.
hospitals,
Right.
not only for Muslims, but for everybody. That's where you gain the goodwill and all that. And fifth and all that, they have to join the movement for protection of Constitution. It is only because of Constitution that today we say Muslims are equal citizens of the country. So that constitutional, many groups are coming up now, which say save Constitution, promote constitutional values. These 4 or 5 things I think Muslim communities should adopt. I don't think the path is easy. Easier said than done. But this is the only way we can go ahead.
What do you foresee the plight of Muslims in India, say after 10 years from now?
See, after 10 years, it is difficult to visualize, but if the same things keep going on, their condition will be much worse. Like what blacks had to suffer for centuries in America.
You're talking about the apartheid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apartheid, and what scheduled caste had to
Right.
suffer in India.
Right.
If same thing stream goes on, I don't think things will be worth mentioning, and history will not be excusing us if we cannot stop the journey of this majoritarian, authoritarian stream, which is totally violating the Constitution without saying it.
Is there any one book which has inspired you and you want the audiences that they must read it? If anything comes to your mind right now.
Yeah, sure.
Any book?
Actually, mentioning a single book is difficult,
Absolutely.
but still Mahatma Gandhi's autobiography, Nehru's Discovery of India, and Indian Constitution, in whatever order you put. Indian Constitution's preamble, for example, single page, single line, that's a single sentence.
Right.
That has to be put here. So that has inspired me, all these things. So mentioning a single thing is very impossible. Like Bhagat Singh, I was most impressed by Bhagat Singh. Even now I am most impressed by a young
So
man
you
like
mean
that.
to say that if one goes through the autobiographies of Mahatma Gandhi ji,
Yes.
Mahatma Gandhi ji,
Bhagat Singh's writings.
Bhagat Singh ji, Nehru ji, and the Constitution, to be specific, the preamble.
Yeah.
You think if you go through these books,
Yes.
there will be some kind of cleansing inside you?
Absolutely.
We need to recheck, reread the books which Sir has mentioned, the autobiographies of the greats. If one starts reading, you get to know what the real scenario is all about. There's a new controversy which has come up about a film titled as Khalid Ka Shivaji.
Ji.
It has created a lot of uproar in Maharashtra, and it's said that the government has asked the center to stop the screening of the film. The reason is, how can Khalid be someone who's close to Shivaji? That's number one.
Yeah.
And the people are very agitated and excited. The title also for me is like unnecessary, but I think that once a film like Kashmir Files,
Chhawa,
Chhawa,
Kerala story.
when they can get clearance, why not the title of this film? What is your take on that?
My take is that this is a brilliant title, because Shivaji's one great asset was he did not discriminate people on the name of religion. I'll tell you, his biggest secretary, confidential secretary,
Yes.
was Maulana Hyder Ali. Who could be closer to him more than him?
Right.
And in his army, 34% of soldiers, officers, were Muslims. 12 of his generals, medium level generals, Siddhi Sambhal, Ibrahim Gardi, Daulat Khan, they were Muslims. His naval chief was a Muslim. His chief of that cannon department was a Muslim. So why Khalid can't have a Shivaji? Because Khalid was equally loyal to Shivaji as anybody else.
Right.
So this controversy is a very motivated, mischievous controversy. While if we know the real life of Shivaji, for which I can recommend a book by Comrade Govind Pansare, Shivaji Kaun Hota, who was Shivaji. It is in many languages available, small book, excellent book.
I think we have completed everything. Sir, thank you very much for
Pleasure,
your valuable
pleasure,
time.
pleasure, my
Absolute pleasure talking to you.
Same here, same here. So
Keep watching.